Z, you there? Hello? Z? And get started. All right, so I will go over each of the exercises first, and then I'll let you know when we're starting. So the first exercise will be seal jacks. And for the seal jacks, you're basically, it's like a jumping jack, except for you're crossing your arms in front. So you can go under, over, whichever way you prefer. So you're gonna hop out as you cross your arms. So this is your seal jack. Make sure that your knees are slightly bent because you don't want to jar them as you're jumping. You want to make sure that you're landing lightly. Just keep crossing over. If you cannot jump, if jumping is an issue for you in any way, you can always cross and tap. Now it takes a little bit of coordination, and even if you do not have any coordination, I know some people have issues with that, then you can leave your arms down and just tap if you want to. Whatever works for you, I just want you to get moving. So that's the first exercise. Next exercise will be squat reaches. On the squat reaches, I want your feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart. If you need to point your toes out to give yourself a little bit more range of motion, you can do that. But I just want to make sure you focus on sitting back. You don't want to come forward on your squats. You always want to sit back into it. And as you come up out of the squat, you're going to squat down and reach up towards the ceiling. You're going to rotate this leg in to give you a little bit better range of motion. So I'll show you the whole thing. Reach up, squat down, alternate to the other side, and really, really reach through from your side. So that's the second exercise. Third exercise will be skaters. And on the skaters, you'll just hop from side to side. You can throw your arms in it if you want to, as much as you need. And again, if you can't jump, you can step and tap. That will work too. So that's exercise number 3. Number 4 will be plank rotations. And on the plank rotations, you'll start out in plank on your toes and on your hands. And you'll twist from side to side, reaching up towards the ceiling. And you'll just keep alternating side to side. You can't hold a plank the whole time. You can drop to your knees and just twist this way from side to side. Okay? If y'all have any questions about those, just let me know. I'm going to put some music on. Hopefully y'all can hear it and still hear me. If you can't hear me, pop on there and let me know. But we will be starting in 10. And we'll be starting with the seal jacks. And here we go. And you're going to jack it out. Remember to keep that core tight the whole time. Make sure your knees are slightly bent. And again, you need to step. You can step. That's perfectly fine. Whatever works for you. Got about 10 seconds left. You can even cross the legs if you want to. A little crazy with it. All right. Got about 15-second rest. Then we're going into the squat reaches. Let your heart rate come down a little bit. And again, remember, core tight, sit back, squat down, reach up. Really feel that stretch all through the rib cage. Warming up the legs, the arms, the core. Squat and reach. Squat and reach. Got about 10 seconds left. Good. There you go. Another 15-minute break. And we're going into the third exercise, which is the skaters. I'm gonna move my mat back. That way I don't slip on it. And from side to side, you can throw your arms into it if you need to. Just hopping from side to side. Or if you need to step, you can step too. If you want to throw one leg behind you, you can also do that. Whatever you're comfortable with, we're just trying to warm everything up. Again, making sure that the core is tight, that your chest is proud, you don't ever want to slouch over. And breathe. Almost done with round one. Now we go into the plank rotations. So find your spot on the mat. And slowly reach toward the ceiling on both sides. Come back to starting position. And reach back over. Starting position, reach up, keep that core as tight as possible the entire time. Make sure you're breathing the entire time as well. Switch. Keep it up. Good. Not too bad. Round one done. Now at the end of every round, you'll get a full 30-second break. So this is the time to get you some water, let the heart rate come down a little bit, wipe off with a towel, whatever you need to do. About 10 seconds, we're starting right back over with those seal jacks. Going, 2, 1, and jack it out. We're gonna keep those knees slightly bent, core tight. Jack it out. Or step it out, whichever you need to do. Just get your body moving, warmed up, ready to take on the workout. 5 more seconds, hang in there. And rest. Good job. Right in those squat reaches. Find a good spot. Make sure as you're doing the squat, your knees are not bowing in. You want to make sure that they're going out. Squat down. Fully rotating all the way through that bottom foot. Really stretching out through the rib cage. Giving it all over. Squat and reach. Getting that core tight, chest proud. Make sure you're breathing. Sitting back into those glutes. Good job. Take a break.
Rest.
Going into the skaters or the steppers, whatever you need to do. About 5 seconds. And here we go. And skating. Again, you can step, or you can even put one leg behind the other. Whatever works for you. Or you can just really focus on hopping from side to side. All I worry about is you moving and warming that body up. And again, make sure the knees are slightly bent, so you're not jarring it every time you hit the ground. And rest. Good job. Plank rotations are next. Almost done with round 2 of the warm out. About 3 seconds. Find that plank position. And full rotation up. Back to start. Rotation to the other side. That core tight. Don't let your back go. And stay completely straight. It up. Almost there. It's working to also stretch you out a little bit. Dynamic stretches here. Round 2 is done. Y'all are doing awesome. Keep it up, keep it up. Woo, right back with those seal jacks. I hope that you're starting to feel a little bit warmer. Everything's warming up, getting ready for the workout. About 10 seconds, we're gonna go right back into those seal jacks. My lovely assistant will be here helping. Most of the time, just getting in my way. And jack it out. Keeping that core tight. Chest proud, core tight, knees slightly bent. And again, you need to step. Just step. You don't have to jump at all. I know it's a little bit higher impact to jump, so you can't do that because of back issues, knees issues. Just step. All you gotta do is move. And rest. Good job. Going right into those squat reaches. Do from this angle this time. About 3 seconds. Here we go. Find a good spot. Squat down. Reach up. Make sure you're sitting back into those hips. Make sure your knees aren't bowing in, they're going out instead. Twisting that toe as you reach up. Give you that full range of motion. Keeping that core super, super tight. Almost there. Good. And rest. Take a breather. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Help you kind of bring that heart rate down a little bit. Right into those skaters again. And hop from side to side. I like to throw my arms into it almost like I'm skiing. Keeping that core tight, chest proud. And again, the stepping will work just fine too. All of it works. Just make sure, again, your knees are still slightly bent. But keeping everything tight. You've got about 3 seconds. 2, 1. And rest. Plank rotations. Almost there. Find that spot on the mat. Ready for those plank rotations? Feet spread wide for stability. Core super, super tight the entire time. Again, if you need to come to your knees, just make sure your knees are spread out. And just reach up from side to side. Sometimes that can hurt your knees, so you might want to get like a towel. Put that under your knee if you are going to be on your knees for this exercise. Otherwise, just keep rotating from side to side. Good job, everybody. All right, so while everyone's kind of taking a breather, I can't see you, but I'm assuming that you're needing some water. Maybe let the heart rate come down a little bit. I'm going to let you get water. I'm going to get water myself, and then I'm going to show you all the exercises in the first set. I'll turn the music down while I'm showing you. That way I can be certain you can hear me. All right, so in the first set, I am going to bump up the work time to 40 seconds, but you also get a little bit extra rest time. You'll get 20 seconds of rest. We're doing 3 rounds. I can see, I'm not sure if anyone has their audio on, but I'm hoping everyone can hear me. Someone can let me know, that would be great.
We can hear you.
Perfect, good, thank you. Okay, so first we're gonna do marching glute bridges. Gotta move my assistant out of the way. Okay, on the glute bridges, I want you to make sure that your hands stay on the ground to support you. You're gonna come up into a bridge. Your feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. That way when you lift one of your legs up, you're not unbalanced. So keep your hamstrings, your glutes, and your core super, super tight. Keep your hands on the ground to support you. And you're gonna be driving your knee up in the air, almost coming towards your chest or your head. But you're just gonna be marching, making sure you're keeping that back and core tight the whole time. You can use your arms to support you. So those are the glute bridges. Then right after the glute bridges, you're gonna go into a squat kickback. So on that, you're gonna squat down, and then again, you have to have your feet shoulder width apart because you're gonna be kicking back. So you'll need that for balance. Squat, kick back, really squeezing those glutes as you kick back. You will kind of lean over just a tad That's okay, as long as you're not too far over one way or the other. So you're squatting down, making sure you're sitting back into your glutes and your hamstrings and hip, and then kick out. Squat, kick out. So that's the second. So you do the marching bridges, squat kickbacks. Third exercise will be a reverse push-up. So I'm gonna bring it to the upper body after that. On the reverse push-ups, you're gonna start completely flat on the ground first. So you'll be on the ground, you'll have your hands by your shoulders, and you'll push your body weight straight up, making sure that the core and your lower back are completely straight and tight the entire time. If you're having issues staying straight or you feel any tension in your lower back, please only come up to your knees. And that'll be the same thing, except you'll just come up like this. It's a little bit less strain on the lower back, but you're still getting all the work in your shoulders and your chest and your core. So that will be the reverse push-up. Then you're gonna do bird dogs. And on the bird dogs, you're gonna be on your hands and on your knees, and you're gonna lift the opposite arm, opposite leg. But then I want you to drive it back in, and then you're gonna go out. So you're out, in, and out, and then you're switching. Out, in, out, and then switch, okay? So it's almost like you're doing two on each side. You'll be alternating with those bird dogs, and I'll be doing it with you so you can see. Then, that's all four of those, okay? So that's your whole first set. And again, it'll start in about 10 seconds, and it's 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Let me switch that over for you guys. Turn the music back up. And 4 exercises, 3. And we're starting in 10. Starting with those marching glute bridges. So making sure that core is tight. Once you're tight, you're using your arms to kind of help keep you pushed all the way up as far as you can. Core super, super tight. Really making sure you're dragging up with that core. Keeping those legs as tight as possible. Really feel this through the glutes and the hammies, the core. Marching while you're in the air. Make sure to keep that butt lifted off the ground as high as you can. Don't let it drop too low. I know 40 seconds is a little bit longer, but you got this. All right. Good job. Going into those squat kickbacks. Again, remember, make sure your feet are spread out wide enough to give you stability as you kick back. If you have a band, you can use a band on this to give yourself a little bit more resistance. You just put the band right over your knees if you have one. Squat down, squeeze the glute as you come up. Squat and kick back. Make sure you're sitting back into those glutes. As you come down as low as you can, make sure your knees are not going in, but they stay out. Keeping that core as tight as possible. You don't ever want to lean too far forward. You always want to stay straight. Keep that chest proud, and it'll help you stay straight up. Squat and kick back. You'll be feeling this in your quads and your glutes. Good job. And take a breather. Get a little bit longer of a breather this time. So now we're going into those reverse push-ups. Find your spot on the mat. Remember, you're starting completely flat on the ground. Hands by your shoulders. Push your body weight all the way up. Slowly come back down. Don't drop yourself on the ground fast. Slowly come back down. You can even reach your arms straight out. Keeping that core tight the whole time. Back straight. Don't forget to breathe. Again, come up to your knees if you have to. Nothing wrong with that. All works that chest. Almost there. Good job. Woo. Now we're going to go into those bird dogs. Again, it's going to be opposite hand, opposite leg. We're going to go out, tuck in, out, and switch sides. And we'll just keep alternating. Here we go. All fours, opposite hand, tuck, out, and switch. Squeeze the glutes, tuck in, out. Squeeze the glute, tuck in, and out. Squeeze the glute, tuck in, tuck out. Alternating sides. You'll feel this in your core as well. It's a full body workout here. Feel it in your shoulders, your glutes, your core. Job. Now again, 30-second break in between rounds. Get you some water if you need it. Wipe down if you need it. Y'all are doing awesome. You should probably start feeling pretty warm about now. Everything's warmed up. Got 2 more rounds. Start backing with those glute bridges. All right. And here we go. Up in the air. Make sure that your arms are down supporting you. Core is super, super tight. Glutes are tight. Really make sure you're squeezing the glute as you come up, especially on the other opposite leg that's not moving. Keeps you stable. Really driving with that core. Feel that core working the whole time. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. You got this. Almost there. And rest. Good. Right into those squat kickbacks. You got this. Make sure your feet are spread out. Make sure you're sitting back into your hips and your glutes. Don't come forward. Keep that core tight. And squat it down and squeeze back. Squat down, squeeze back. Again, you can use the band on these. Give yourself a lot more resistance. Just put one of those circle bands right above your knees. And if you can't get your coordination down to where you can kick, just do squat pulses. Those will definitely burn too. Woo! Shake out the legs. Going right into those reverse push-ups. I'll make sure my mat is visible there. Hopefully y'all can see me when I'm on the ground. All right, reverse push-ups. Reverse push-up up. Core super, super tight. Breathing every time you push up. And again, if you need to come to your knees, that's okay too. Just make sure your core is super tight every time. Almost there. Woo! Good job. Right into those bird dogs now. We're almost down to round 2. Woo. Hoping y'all can see. I can't really see my mat. Hopefully y'all can. All right, bird dog. Out, tuck in, back out, and down. Switch sides. Out, squeeze the glutes. Tuck in with the core, back out, and down. Out, tuck in, back out, down. Out, tuck in, back out, and down. Switch sides. Really feeling that core, feeling the glutes, the shoulders. Woo. And out. Good job. Get some water. Pat down a little bit, whatever you need to do. Got one more. Now we're moving on to a new set of things. Got about 10 seconds. Go right back into those glute bridges. Here we go. And make sure that core is super tight. In a dog bath right now. Just march over. Making sure that core is tight, glutes are tight. Drive up with that core. Woo. Use those arms to support you. Don't forget to breathe. Keep everything tight. Keep those glutes tight. Almost there. Good job. Right into the squat kickbacks. I don't know about y'all, I'm feeling this. I hope y'all are feeling this in a good way. I don't know about you, but whoever has animals knows about the dog hair everywhere. I'm completely covered. All right, squat, kick back. Make sure that core is tight the whole time. Chest is proud. You're sitting back into those hips. Squeeze those glutes as you come up. Rock kick. You can always add any kind of dumbbell to these exercises if you want a little bit more resistance, a little bit more challenging. I am all for it. So if you have some dumbbells, you can hold them during those squats. You can even hold them during the glute bridges. You can always use your dumbbells for everything. About 10 seconds. Go to those reverse push-ups. Can't really use them on this exercise, but everything else you can. Okay. You can right into those reverse push-ups, making sure that core is tight as possible. Core tight, breathing in and out, steady breathing. Almost there, guys. Hang in there. Woo. I don't know about you, but that's like a long one. All right, now we're gonna go into the bird dog, be the last one. Almost done with the whole 3 rounds of the first set. Again, core tight the entire time you're working out. You work your core the whole time. Get onto your position. Out, squeeze the glutes, tuck in, out, and alternate. Out, tuck in, out, and alternate. Tuck in, out, alternate. Out, in, out, alternate. Alternate. Good job, everybody. All right, take a breather, get some water, wipe down. Wish I had a towel to wipe down. All right, I am going to turn down the music a little bit while I explain. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. All right, next set of stuff. We are going to do squat jumps with floor taps, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with that. So move my mat back a little bit. So as you do your squat jump out, you're gonna come down to the floor and touch the foot, the right foot, or you can just touch the ground, whatever works for you. But you are gonna kind of lean forward a little bit to reach the ground, but just make sure you're not going too far forward. I want you to face plant. So if you can't reach all the way to the ground, just reach down. You don't have to reach all the way to the ground, but as you hop out, you're going to alternate sides every time you hop out. Now, again, if you can't do the actual jump, just step out, reach down, step back in. Step out, reach down, step back in. Super simple. All right, next, we're going to alternate sides. You're going to do a side plank with a toe tap. So you're really going to feel it. So on the side plank, you're going to come up on both of your feet. If you can only come up to your knees, that will be the modified version. Then just reach your leg out. So you don't have to tap all the way out unless you can. But for everybody else, you're going to come all the way up onto your feet, really feeling it in those obliques. And you're going to tap your foot straight out and bring it back in. It takes a lot of strength in your side. So if you need to just come up to your knees, that's where you need to start. And you can either just reach your leg out or you can come straight out. It's a lot easier to do that. And you can work on that until you get to where you can use your feet. So that'll be one side only for the whole 40 seconds. And then we'll switch to the other side. So that's actually two. So we got the squat jump with the floor tap, both sides of those plank taps, and then we're gonna do a walkout with a push-up. That'll be the fourth exercise. On the walkout, you're gonna walk yourself all the way out to plank, and then you're gonna go into a push-up and bend your knees as you walk all the way back up. Now, if you can't do the push-up, or if you can only do push-ups on your knees, you walk out, drop to your knees, do your push-up, then come back to your toes and bend your legs and walk back out. So that's the modified version of that. Or if you can't do a push-up at all, or you're not comfortable doing them yet, just walk yourself out to plank and then walk right back up. So you walk out to plank, walk right back up. If any of that is too much pressure on your wrist, then just do squats. Do anything where you're not having to put all the pressure on your wrist. Just as long as you're moving, doing any kind of exercise, that'll work. So, and if you need more ideas of what to do, just let me know and I can definitely send you an email with everything that you can do to modify for those. All right, so same timing. Turn the music back up. This is gonna be a tough one, but y'all are almost there. Stick with me. All right. Starting in 10. Starting with those squat jump floor taps. All right, here we go. And jump out, reach down. Keeping that core tight, making sure you're not being too far forward, you're just kind of coming down. Or just reaching down, you don't have to touch the floor. Now making sure your knees stay slightly bent, you're sitting back into that squat. We'll feel this full body. You're gonna feel it all over. You're doing awesome. You're almost there. Hang in there. Got about 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was awesome. That exercise brought your heart rate up. Now we're gonna bring it down a little bit. We're gonna do the side plank with the toe taps. Go ahead and get touch your forearm. And come up onto either your knees or your feet, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then tap out with that top leg. Making sure you have full stability with that bottom leg before you even move the top leg. You can also come just up to the knee and tap out. That's fine too. You can always work up to being onto the toe. All I want you to do is feel it in your obliques. So this is perfectly fine too. Whatever works for you. It's gonna be burning. Feel it all. And switch sides. Doing awesome, everybody. Still. My mat keeps moving. Just want to make sure it's in view.
Work.
Or again, on your knees. Tap out that way too. Either way works. Slowly tap out, making sure the core is tight the whole time. Make sure your shoulder is directly over your elbow. You don't want it too far out. You're putting a lot of strain on your shoulder. Now, almost there. Hang in there. And rest. Good job.
Rest.
All right, get ready for those walkouts. Again, you can walk out, do push-up, or push-up on your knees, or just the walkout with no push-up, or just sit in place and do some squats, or squat reaches again, whatever keeps you moving. Walking out to plank, into that push-up, and walking yourself back up. Slow and controlled on this one. Keeping that core tight the whole time. Make sure you're breathing on that push-up. Breathe out as you're doing the work. And walk yourself back up. Almost there. Hang in there. Got about 10 seconds. Last one. Get one more in. Good job. And take a breather. You get 30 seconds. Y'all got this. All right. Starting with those squat, jump, floor taps again. And you got about 5 seconds. There we go. And hop out. Keeping that core tight. Knees slightly bent. Up and down, tap and down, or just reach down. Or just walk out side to side. And reach if you can. Always a modification for everything. Almost there, guys. Got about 10 seconds left. Make sure you're keeping those glutes as tight as you can the whole time also. That whole posterior chain, you want to make sure it's tight. Keeps everything locked in. Core tight, glutes tight. You don't have to worry about injuring that back. All right. Whew. Y'all are doing awesome. All right, get into those side planks. Here we go. Up on either the knee or the toe. Just make sure you keep that core super tight the whole time. Breathe the entire time as well. Again, elbow right over, the shoulder right over the elbow. Almost there. Hang in there. It's not about how many taps you can do. It's all about quantity, not quality. I mean, quality, not quantity. Opposite of what I said.
Rest.
And switching sides. All right. Either on your feet or on your knees, whatever works for you. And up. And top it out.
Work.
Really feel this in your obliques, guys. Squeeze that core the entire time. Keep that glute also tight. Keep your legs stable. Again, making sure your shoulders directly over your elbow. Even if you're coming to your knees. Good job. Almost there. Hang in there. Woo! And rest. Good.
Rest.
Y'all are doing amazing. We're almost through round 2. We got one more after that. All right. You're gonna walk yourself out, push up, walk yourself back up. Keeping that core tight the whole time. And we're going. Push up, walk it out. Push up. Slightly bend your knees and walk it up. And up. Doing awesome. Make sure you're breathing, keeping that core tight. Also, on your push-up, make sure you're not locking your elbows out. And rest. Y'all are doing amazing. Keep it up. Got one more round. Turn back with those squat jump floor taps. Make sure you're breathing through your nose, out through your mouth. Take deep, deep breaths. Really bring that heart rate down in our breaks. And here we go. Last round, guys. Squat out. Core tight, chest proud. Keep breathing. Squeezing those glutes as you come up. Really feeling this all throughout the body. And again, if it's hurting your knees or anything at any point, just step out. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you need me to check your form, I'd be more than happy to do that. 3, 2, 1. Done with those.
Rest.
Onto those side planks. If at any time you can't do the tap, you could always just do the plank. That's fine by me. You're still working your obliques. As long as you're working the obliques, I'm fine. Here we go. And up onto that elbow.
Work.
Make sure you're balanced before you start tapping. You got this. Tap it out. Feel it through those obliques. Really feel that side. Burn it. Keep it tapping. Move your knees if you have to. Just don't stop. Just keep pushing your body. You'll do more than you think. And rest. Woo! Feel that burn. That side is done. On to the next. On to the next one. Get yourself prepared. Hop up onto your side. Again, make sure the elbow and shoulder is aligned. Tap out. Really feel in the core. Keep tapping. Stay strong. You got this. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. I know it's really easy when you're planking to hold your breath. Don't do it. Keep a steady breathing. Almost there. Hang in there. And rest. Good job.
Rest.
All you got left are those walkouts, and we're done with the whole second set. We're doing awesome. Wait, that is 2, right? Good job. All right, here we go. Last one. Walk yourself out. Push up. Walk yourself back up. Walk it out. Push up. Walk it back up. Walk it out. Push up. Core tight the whole time. Breathe out as you're doing that push up. Almost there. 10 seconds. Hang in there. Almost there. And take a breather. Good
Session
job. All right, grab some water. You earned it. I want y'all to let your breath or breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Big, big, deep breaths. Out slowly through the mouth. Put your hands up over your head. I really, really want that heart rate to come down before we go into the finisher, okay? Y'all are doing awesome. Now on the finisher, all it's gonna be is some planks, some regular old planks. You can either do them on your hands or on your forearms. I'll show you both ways. But here's the catch. It's 8 rounds. Before you freak out, it's only 20 seconds of work. So it's really fast paced. You don't have to hold the plank for that long, but the other side of that, your rest time is also super short as well. So you're gonna fly through it, but you don't have to worry about dying the entire time. So it will get progressively harder throughout. So if at any time you need to take longer than the 10-second break, by all means, take a little bit longer, but try to push yourself as well. Go as long as you can. So the 2 different planks, I'll show you on this side. All right, so you can either do this on your hands. All right. I gotta show people things. All right, so you can do this on your hands and hold your plank this way. You can go to your knees. You can go to your forearms or your knees and forearms. Now, anytime you do a plank, if you're on your forearms, it's gonna be a lot more resistance, so that's gonna be more challenging. So do whatever you can for the 20 seconds. You can even alternate. You can do a variation. I'm fine with that as well. So let me get that set up for you. 8 rounds. Y'all are doing awesome. You're almost there. It's the last thing you have to do. Stay with me. I'm sweating with you. If you're not sweating, I'm jealous. Okay, 10-second rest. Just one Tabata. All right, you're gonna start in 10.
Starting
So
session.
find your plank position. 3, 2, 1, and plank it out. Remember to keep that core as tight as possible. You don't want your back to bow. You can even do some dips if you want to with your hips from side to side. It kind of just takes your mind off the fact that you're doing planks. Gives you something to do. And rest. Just come flat back down.
Rest.
You can even stretch out a little bit in between. Stretch out that core as it gets a little tougher. And back up to the plank. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. You're going to feel this in your shoulders as well as your core. Just hang in there. Again, you can come up to your hands if you need to. It makes it a little bit easier. Or you can drop to your knees, whatever you need to do. Back to the rest. Deep breaths in during the rest. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And right back up. Again, you can do the dips as well. You got this. Just hang in there. Go as long as you can. If you need to take extra break, take extra break. You can drop to your knees in this position. You can do that as well. And rest.
Rest.
You are doing awesome. What we got here? You got 5 more. You got this. And plank it out. Hold that plank. Keep that core as tight as possible. Breathing in and out. Steady. Focus on your breathing. You need a little more break? Take a little more break. And rest. Awesome, awesome. I can't see you, but I know you're doing awesome. So just keep it up. 3, 2, 1, and plank it out. Keep that core as strong as possible. Really push all that stress you feel in your whole body to that core. Almost there. 5 seconds, everybody. You got this. You got this. 3, 2, 1, and break. Take a breather. Again, you can stretch out your core at any time during these breaks. 1 and work. You're almost there. Hang in there. Keep that plank going. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. 10 seconds. Hang in there. You got this. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. You got 2 more. That's all you got left. 2 more, and then we're going to stretch it out. 3, 2, 1, and plank it out. And hands, forearms, whatever works best for you. Just make sure you're breathing, keeping that core tight. Do not let your back bow. You can feel it bowing. I know you can. If you feel that, either drop to your knees or just pull that belly button in towards the spine. Don't put your butt in the air either. That's cheating. And rest.
Yes.
1 more, everybody. You got 1 more. You're almost done. Almost there. And go. Plank it out. Last plank. Last 20 seconds. You can do anything for 20 seconds. You got this. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Stay on your mat. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. I want you to stretch out that core. So I want you to lay flat on your mat, on your belly. And you're going to push your body up towards the ceiling, really stretching out that core. Go into a cobra. Hold that pose. Really stretch it out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. And I want you to lay flat back out again. Reach your hands straight out. Walk your fingertips out and stretch out your toes. Stretch out your entire body as if you have a rope pulling both sides of you. Really, really stretch it out. Make sure you take deep breaths in and out. And I want you to roll over onto your back. You're going to bring your right leg over your left leg. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground, but if you have to lift them up to give you more range of motion, that's okay. I want you to feel that stretch through the lower back. We did work a lot of the lower back in those planks. So I want you to get a really good stretch. You can bring your leg down or up, or however you feel more of a stretch through that lower back. You can put your hand on your hip and push it down if you need to feel more of a stretch. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And you're going to switch over to the other side. Bring the left leg over the right leg. Stretching out as far as you can. Keeping the shoulder either on the ground or off, giving you extra range of motion. Just feel that through the lower back. Deep breath in, let it out. And I want you to flip back over with both legs straight out. Grab your right leg behind the knee and bring it up towards your chest. Really feeling that stretch through the hamstring. Taking a deep breath in. And let it out. If you can't bring it all the way up to your chest, just bring it back as far as you can. You just want to feel that stretch in the hamstring. You'll get flexible as you go. And switch legs. Bring the right leg out. Bring the left leg behind the knee up towards the chest. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. In and out. And both legs back down. Now I want you to sit up. And I want you to flip back. So your hands and knees, I want you to bring your bottom towards your heels and go into a child's pose. Stretching all the way out. Really feel that stretch. Walk your fingertips out. Stretch through both sides of your rib cage. Lower back. Your hips should feel this stretch. Take a deep breath in. And let it out. Now I want you to slowly walk yourself up to standing position. Slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. I want you to grab your right arm, bring it over, reach to that shoulder, stretching out your shoulder. Hold that for about 10 more seconds. And you're gonna switch to the other side. Really focus on your breathing. Take deep breaths in and out. Switch sides with your arms. Really feel that stretch through the shoulder. Deep breath in, let it out. Now I want you to take your right hand, you're gonna spread your feet out, shoulder width apart, and you're gonna bring your right hand down to your left foot. Really stretching your other arm up towards the ceiling. Get that full windmill stretch, stretching all through the side. If you can't come all the way down, just come as far as you can. Deep breath in, let it out. Slowly come back up and switch to the other side. Really feel that stretch. And come back out to starting position. I want you to do a squat. As you do a squat, you're going to cross your hands over each other. Take a deep breath in. Come all the way to the top and let it out. One more time down. And let it out. Last one. And let it out. Give yourself a pat on the back. Y'all did amazing. Good job. I hope that was a good workout for you. Again, if you need to make it more challenging for you, less challenging, just let me know. I'd be happy to let you know different things that you can do. I don't know if you have any. Yes, thank you all for joining. Happy Thursday to everybody. I hope you'll have a great Friday tomorrow, and I hope to see all of you next week. Hope y'all enjoyed it. See y'all later.
Hey.
What up?